The spread of Islam in the Archipelagos. The archipelagos, particularly Indonesia, are home to the biggest majority of Muslims in the world, with 207 million Muslims. There are three periods that we will be talking about: stabilizing, mass conversion to Islam, and colonization. Period 1. At the time, Muslim traders were trading almost with the whole entire world. The archipelagos consist of Malaysia, Indonesia, Brunei, and Philippines. Dangguan was home to 200,000 Muslims. After a few years of residing, a peasant revolution happened which forced the king to kick out the Muslims. With the event, they soon traveled down to Malaysia. After the people came, they soon started to reside and set up businesses. When they were talking with others, many people were astonished with their honesty, and as a result, they too became Muslim. With a bad event in China, it had made many more good. Period 2. It was at this point in time where Islam started spreading majorly. It all started when Johan Shah, a king of northern Sumatra, became Muslim. Soon, everyone in his kingdom became Muslim. Another king fled his kingdom and joined a different kingdom and became Muslim. By 1396, much of Malaysia became Muslim. Da'is and scholars came to the islands to spread Islam. The results of people joining Islam were zooming through the roof. The Majapahit kingdom was the king of Jakarta. They were strong and very active. But due to the majority of people becoming Muslims, by 1450, they accepted Islam. Islam also spread to Philippines through Sheikh Aulia Karim al-Maktoum. He taught students about da'wah, and some of them, like his disciple Sayyid Abu Bakr, made historic changes. Some other contributions include Sheikh Abdul Rauf al-Singli translating the Quran into Malaysian/Indonesian, Riyad Shah, a famous poet, and a small dynasty from 1641 to 1699. Period 3. With every rise, there is always a fall. At this time, the colonizers kicked in, from the Dutch to the Spanish, from the British to the Japanese. All of them had taken the resources of these countries. The Portuguese wanted to dominate the Indian Oceans, but the Ottomans were there and crushed them. So the Portuguese laid their eyes on the archipelago islands, far from the Ottomans. 1512, the Portuguese landed on Malaysia, taking much of it, but dealing with resistance. A big battle happened between the Portuguese and the Spanish, resulting in a Spanish victory. By the 400s, the Spanish kicked the Muslims out of Spain, destroyed the Aztec civilizations, and taken power over the Mayans in South America. The Spanish king wrote a letter to Magellan, a famous Spanish general, to seize Philippines. Magellan and his crew sailed to Philippines. After 2 decades, they managed to take half of Philippines, but the other northern half's resistance was too much to handle. In 1571, the Spanish advanced to the capital of Raja Suleiman's empire in Philippines, Manila, and destroyed it. The Spanish conquered all of Philippines except Moro Island. They never accepted the Spanish crown, not even for a day, and fought with the Spanish for 333 years. The Dutch. When the Dutch arrived in Indonesia/Malaysia, they destroyed and burned many of the towns. The Dutch brought many prisoners from Indonesia to their colony in South Africa to become slaves. It was these slaves who introduced Islam into South Africa. The Dutch gave interest, but in turn stole much land from Indonesia and Malaysia. Thousands of Indonesians/Malaysians protested peacefully, but the Dutch were ordered to fire into the crowd, dispersing the crowd, but killing many and injuring hundreds. The Dutch soon entered Malaysia and killed thousands. The Dutch had a big problem back in Europe and were forced to leave their lands immediately. The British. A treaty was made between the British and the Dutch. It stated that the Dutch gave up its territories in Malaysia and Brunei in return for the colonies in Indonesia. The British took the lands and taxed the Malaysian/Indonesian high rates. A revolution happened, led by Sheikh Al-Hadi, with thousands, and weakening the British security. Thanks for watching. Part 2 coming soon.